Hello all, welcome to this course on ISTQB foundation level software testing preparation. All right, so this is the chapter 1, the fundamentals of testing. I hope you have good idea about these. What is software testing, objectives of software testing, testing and debugging. And now in this we are going to see about the tester's contribution to success and why testing is necessary. So first we'll start with tester's contribution to success, and at last we'll cover this as well. All right, see here we have two testers. So usually, you know, see the idea of this content is to for you to understand what is the tester's contribution while delivering the project or the software successfully. All right, so here we have four phases the testers has to be in. So the first phase is she's a tester one. Okay, so she is taking part in the requirement analysis. So as soon you are getting the software in your software testing syllabus, you would come across the analysis or requirement analysis. All right, so this is one phase, the tester's contribution towards success. This is also a very important phase. See, having testers involved in requirements reviews or user story refinement could be detect defects in these work products in early stage. That's a one main point. See, after the software is delivered, then if the tester starts to validate this product, there may be, the silly mistakes or the huge mistake, whatever it is, but there will be huge issues or the errors or the defects in the software. So this is because this is the time of the testing, that is once the software has been developed. But rather, if you have validated, if you have reviewed the documents at the initial stage, here only you can find a number of defects. So obviously in this place the errors or the failures has been reduced, because always you have to remember, finding and fixing the issues at the early stage always saves cost, time, and the quality of the product. So that's what here the early stage of the testing or the software development phase. In the development phase only, the identification, the removal of the requirement defects reduces the risk of incorrect or the untestable features being developed. So it's a one important thing that you have to understand. So you have to understand the tester's contribution is first on requirement analysis phase only. Coming to the second, this is on a design phase. So she is a tester too. She is involved in the design phase, while the design engineers or the developers designing for their software project or the product, they have to involve in such process so that they can easily understand, and also they can be have a good awareness about the software product. So that's what here they have mentioned, having tester work closely with the system designers, and he is a system designer and she is a tester. All right, can increase each party's understanding of the design and how to test it. This increases the understanding and reduces the risk of fundamental design defects and enable the test to be identified in the early stages. Again, this is also on an early stage. Definitely, these are all early stages, right? So, analyze the risk of fundamental design defect. So, second phase is design phase, and coming to third phase, this is a coding phase. So, she is again, if you remember, she is a tester one only who analyze the requirement. All right, so she is taking part in the coding phase as well. So having testers work closely with developers while the code is under development can increase each party's understanding of the code level understanding will be great, and testing also will be efficient. This increased understanding and can reduce the risk of defects within the code level. All right, so usually this we call it as a unit testing or unit level testing. Sometimes in some organization developers only take care of these unit level testing. And finally here is the testing phase. All right, so she's the tester one, right? Tester one or two? Once again, yeah, she's tester two. Yeah, she's a tester two only. I'm sorry, she's tester two, and she's a tester one. All right, so this is the critical phase for the testers, a testing phase. Having testers verify and validate, so verification and validation. The software prior to release can detect. Here, developers part is over. It's been over. All right. So here only tester has to take in charge, and they have to find as much as a defect on a as soon as possible, otherwise has been missed, and support the process of removing the defect that causes the failures. If in this part, if there is any failures, any issues has been missed out, then any defects or bugs has been missed out, then it will be caused as a failure. See, failure is very simple. At the customer level, if something happened, all right, see, if you are working for some automotive company, in the software level, or there is a customer, or here you see customer or user find some issues in the software, this is called failure. If tester finds that, then that is called defect or bug. All right, so we have a separate session for what is error, test, error, failure, defect, bug, whatever it is. So we have separate session. For time being, you have to understand the failures means it has been found at the time of the customer level or user level, and defect means the tester level. So as much of defect has to be fine, that will prevent failures of the software. This increases likelihood that the software meets the stakeholder needs and satisfies the requirement. So now you have to understand there are four phases in the tester's contribution, or the tester contribution has to be in the four phases. One is requirement analysis phase, another is the design phase, then you have to coding phase, and the final one is the testing phase. So this can be another question you may ask, like MCQs, like on what are all the phases that testers contribution is not really needed, like they'll give, and they'll give three answers and one they'll give as a odd man out, you have to pick that. All right, and the next one is why testing is necessary. See, rigorous testing of components and systems. So, because why testing is necessary, you can give a lemon term. We have so many examples, but this is a kind of a fixed and standard definition. A rigorous testing of components and systems and their associated documentation. See, documentation also here they have included. Documentation included requirement document, test cases, test scenarios, user stories, whatever it is. So all the associated documents can help reduce the risk of failures occurring during operation. So failure means, as we discussed, this can be ignored. Software testing may also be required to meet contractual or legal requirements or industry specific standards. So these are also terms you have to understand or remember. All right, meet the contractual legal requirement. So to validate all these, software testing or testing is required. All right, so that's all about this video. If you have any questions, you can please get back to us. We'll try to help you out as soon as possible. And yeah, let's see in the next video.